Is it true that if you don't use it, you lose it?
Is that a serious question?
No, it wasn't.
Or is it? We'll get into that soundbite a little bit later in the show. Ooh, I can't wait. But hey, how's it going? Hope you're having a great day. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And if you could, give it a nice review. Also, remember, today's show is presented to you by High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge. And of course, Bet Online. Bet Online is your number one source for all your sports betting needs this season, whether it's baseball, golf, soccer, right up to the top fights in UFC, MMA, and boxing. Every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. And when the game's over, head on over to their online casino, get in on the game of blackjack or poker, or even unwind with one of their over 150 slot games. Head to betonline.ag right now to get in on the action. Don't forget to use promo code BLEAV, BLEAV, for your 50% free bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. Bet Online, the game starts here. Before we get into headlines, I got to give you a little dirty sneak peek behind the curtain. As I'm recording this is just, I don't know. Do you ever get those days where just little things irritate you? I don't feel sick, but I get this. I'm irritable like I'm sick. And I don't know what the heck's going on. So maybe that's like the beginning stages of whatever illness I'm supposed to contract this week. I don't know. I've been pretty good lately. But anyway, my belt was bugging the snot out of me. It was just touching me. And I was just like, God damn. So right before I hit record, I was like, you know what? Screw it. My kid's off camping in Wyoming. My daughter's out shopping and having lunch with a family member. And my wife's working upstairs. So guess what I'm doing? I'm doing this in my underwear. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's a beautiful image for you. You're welcome. I'm not going to show the people that are watching on video. I know you want to see it, but no, I'm a gentleman. Anyway, that's going to be rolling around in your head. You're going to be having a good time. Then all of a sudden you're going to be blinded with blindsided by the idea that I'm in my underwear still. And you're going to go, no, naughty, no. Wash it away. Wash it away. Here's a way to wash it away. Let's jump into some headlines.
Let's go! Let's go!
And now, here are the headlines.
You know, celebrities can get away with a lot of shit. They can. And if they don't think so, here's a great example of it. Elton John. Sir Elton John. Yes. The guy that sings, Tiny Dancer. That's all I got. You're welcome. Anyway, he was in France at some store shopping with his two boys. And he also had his bodyguard with him. And he went up to the shopkeeper and said, hey, do you guys have a public restroom that I could use? He's probably like, oi, I gotta use the pisser. Do you got a place for me to go drain the snake? That's not British. That's not even Cockney. That's kind of like just an angry Australian. I don't know what the hell that was. I apologize to everybody involved. I do. And the owner is like, no, sorry, we don't have a public restroom for you. So when Elton John was told that, he told his bodyguard, he's like, oi, go get me a bottle. And then he goes, gets the bottle, and then he comes back with the bottle. And then Elton John decides to step away from some of the other shoppers, goes into kind of a corner, whips out his junk, and starts peeing in the bottle. And to make it worse, he peed a little bit on the floor. And when he realized that, he asked his security guy to go get a towel to clean up the mess. So I don't know if Elton John cleaned up his own pee or if the security guy did. If I'm the security guy and I'm wiping up Elton John's piss, I got to rethink my life strategy. Like, where am I going in my career? Is this going to lead me down the path to success? Is cleaning up Sir Elton John's urine? I don't know. I don't know. the owner of that shop's got to be pissed. He's all, what is going on? You are a celebrity and you are urinating on my floor. Ugh, pee, you are disgusting. You have spent too much time in America. Pee. That's gross. That's gross. I've never had to pee that bad. And you're telling me that there wasn't a public restroom around? I don't know how France is laid out. I don't know the rules. I've never been to France. One day I would like to go. Don't see it in the near future, but I think it would be neat to go. But I would think that they'd have some sort of public restrooms. I mean, if you're listen, how many times as a parent, how many times do you walk by a restroom, especially when your kids are young, be like, does anybody need to go? No. Be like, okay, I don't know when we're going to see a bathroom again. So if you got to go, go. Then 5 minutes later, after them saying they don't need to pee, I got to go potty. They're like, oh, we just walked by it. It's going to be at least 5 minutes till we get back to that one or try to find another one. Elton, come on. Know when to pee, okay? And don't be peeing in public. That's disgusting. I don't know what the age bracket was of the people in there, but who the hell wants to be shopping for candles or whatever the store was? I don't know. It didn't say. But could you imagine you're looking for some scented candles? You're like, this one smells, something over here smells funny. I'm smelling this one. It says roses, but it smells like piss. Sorry, that's the one I pissed on. Oh, you're Elton John. Oh, I'll take it. Oh, gross. It kind of reminds me of a lot of the guys I used to work with when they would take big road trips, they would pee in bottles instead of stopping. I'm more of I'll pull over, pee on some bushes or flowers just to stretch my legs. I've never been that short on time where I was like, I'll just pee in the bottle so I don't waste any time. If you're a trucker, you probably had to do it. Breaker, 4-9, beep. I got to piss in a bottle. There's probably a code for that. Like, we're draining the snake here on I-25, southbound, right around Santa Fe. That lizard is drained. But they would always talk about peeing in bottles and stuff like that. I don't think I've done it. I don't. And I think depending on your length, fellas, it'd be easier or harder, right? You know, if you're packing some heat, you might be able to just go, yeah, I'm going to put the bottle over here in the cup holder and I'll just, lace it over there. You're very gifted, apparently. Or if you're a lot smaller, you're like, it's all the way against, my hips, the bottle. I don't know. Have you ever peed in a bottle while driving? Have you ever peed in a bottle at a store? I think he should be arrested for that. Don't you think? That's like indecent exposure, whatever. But he's a celebrity. I'm sure he'll get away with it. He might get a citation. If it was you or me, we'd be arrested and the hell beat out of us. Stuff like that. What did he do? He peed in the corner. He got some urine on the floor. Oh, but he's a celebrity. It's fine. It's fine. Let him go. Let him go. Can you sign this for my mom? Boardman, Ohio. Geez, sorry. A man allegedly decided to urinate in a case full of deli sandwiches. I love a good deli sandwich. Oh, my God. Anyway, reports said security footage at around 5:15 p.m. showed a man standing up from his electric shopping cart and leaning up against the cooler. Another customer said they saw the man was urinating down his leg, according to the report. I'm going to say this. They haven't found the guy. They don't know who the guy is as of right now. That's nasty. There's a good chance the guy didn't know he was peeing, especially if you're wanting to put him into a category. He's in an electric shopping cart. There's something wrong with him. Maybe he has some sort of, shit going on with his bladder or whatever. It's not like that's no excuse if you have a twisted ankle or something like that. Oh, I couldn't help it. I have a messed up ankle. Is that why you peed on all the sandwiches? Yeah. Sorry. That's now I'm going to just assume that anybody that I see that's in an electric cart should be wearing an adult diaper. They should, right? I drove one of those when I had my hip surgery since it was a hip repair versus a hip replacement. Hip replacement, they have you up and walking like later that day or the next day, something crazy like that. Hip repair, oh, it is fucked up. I couldn't put my foot down for, I want to say 3-4 weeks, something like that. And when I did, it was just like very little weight on it. So I had to use one of those carts when I was at Target. A lot of fun. I gotta admit, the new versions of those have a lot more power and agility. Very smooth. A lot better than when I worked at Safeway back in the day when I was like 16, 17 years old. Now, here's what's crazy. Aside from the fact that I assume that if I see you in one of those, I assume you're wearing an adult diaper. 65 deli sandwiches had to be thrown away because that guy peed on them. And he cost the store $511.66, which equates to just under $8 a sandwich. That better have been a good sandwich. I've got to tell you this. If you're going to a convenience store, even grocery stores, when they have those pre-made sandwiches, there's some pretty good ones. You can go to King Soopers and get like a foot long, and they're about, say, 4 inches wide of pre-made sandwiches for like, I want to say $6. I was like, that's better than going to Subway. And it tastes just as good, if not better, because they use really good bread. But anyway, also a good place to get a quick sandwich at say like a convenience store. 7-Eleven has good ones for like an Italian one. So it has the traditional Italian meats on it, pepperoni, salami, maybe ham. I don't think they do capicola or whatever, but and then mozzarella on it. And they also put banana peppers, or what is it? Pepperoncinis, whatever you want to call them. They put those on there. Those are pretty freaking good. And I want to say those are about like, say, $5-6. So $8, I assume it's a little bit bigger and, more than a cock's length of a sandwich. That's horrifying. I love a good sandwich. And you can't knock a good sandwich, man. That's like my thing. I think I told you this. If I were to ever open up like a food truck, it'd be a sandwich truck. I love a good sandwich. And I think there's some places that way overcomplicate sandwiches. You get the right meats, you get the right cheeses, right sauces, and right veggies. That's it. That's it. So good. So good. Could you imagine, though, if that guy did pee on those on purpose? Like, I'm trying to give him the benefit of doubt and saying that he probably did it on accident. But if he did it on purpose, what a fucking sick motherfucker. I hope they catch him. He's like the sandwich pisser. Enjoy prison. What are you in prison for? I peed on 65 sandwiches. I'm crazy. I like to pee on sandwiches. Look at me. I'm crazy. Sick fucker. Everybody'd be like, we need to shank him. He is twisted. And he wants to work in the cafeteria. File this under what the shit? An influencer said, because she's all about her beauty products, and she has this great thing that she does for facial cream. She said, I started using my boyfriend's sperm daily in the morning, storing it in ice cube trays to facilitate use. Over time, our relationship started to cool down. It seemed like he was just there to provide the sperm I used on my face. What the fuck? And then they ended up breaking up. Big shocker. Yeah, you were probably just using him for his jizz. I'm sorry. It's a little this is going to be the fluid episode, right? We're just going to say the fluid episode, or fluids and stuff. Maybe that's what I title it. I don't know. It's still a work in progress. But I've heard of this before, people using semen as a facial scrub, and it's supposed to make the skin healthier. Listen, I got it downstairs. I'm not going to try it out. I'm fine with my ugly face. I don't want somebody going, Scott, you're glowing. What's your secret? Well, gather around, folks. I like to jack off on my face. Yeah. Every day. Every day. Do you just like do it in a cup or do you do it in your hand, rub it over? No. I like the feeling of the actual, it dripping from my unit. So I just, tuck my legs as far back behind my head and go to town. Sure, it's damaging for anybody that walks in the room, but it is worth it, guys. Okay? Look at the glow. Look at the glow. Anyway, yeah, I know a lady that she asked one of her family members, I don't know if they ever did, but she asked one of her family members to use his junk or his fluids to put all over her face. And sure as shit, everybody else in the family that knew about this was judging the hell out of her because that's disgusting. I'm sorry. If your significant other, guys, if your significant other came up to you and said, hey, could you give me some of this so I can rub it all over my face? There's going to have to be an agreement. The agreement is, yeah, sure, I guess, but I'm not working to get it out. You got to. That's going to have to be the deal because I'm not getting it for you. Sorry. Otherwise, you are just milking me like a cow. But you're making me, the cows don't milk themselves, right? And so that's going to have to be the deal where you got to help me get it out and at least make it fun for each other. Yeah, you're getting silky smooth skin and whatever, and I'm getting my rocks off. Now, that being said, if you make it all about the idea, listen, I got to go to work soon. I need you to, pop some out real quick. You're like, hold on, God, I'm busy too, right? Well, hurry up, right? You know what I'm saying? If you make it a chore, then it's no fun anymore. So you got to keep it lively. Now, here's what's interesting. In regards to this, she's not the only one, and the lady I know isn't the only one that I have ever heard of this. Apparently, Jennifer Anniston, the very beautiful Jennifer Aniston, I don't know if she still does, but apparently at one time she used to use salmon sperm on her face. And who hasn't, right? Right? Salmon sperm cleaning has roots in Korean beauty trends, is believed to boost collagen production, increase cell turnover, reduce inflammation, and improve pigmentation. Wait a minute. Do I have that kind of power between my legs? I don't care. I don't care that much. My face could, unless I look like an old saddlebag, I don't see me spooging in my face anytime soon. But you never know, I guess. Now, here's the other crazy thing. Women are paying upwards of up to right around $500 to have salmon sperm injected into their vaginas. And it's said to enhance floundering sex lives by igniting arousal and triggering orgasms. So there's some benefits to that. Also, you could have a fish baby. I don't know. I'm trying to give birth to Aquaman. So I'm shoving a salmon sperm in my vagina. They're injecting it. But, somebody out there is just like, I'm just going to rub it on there. How did you get that weird infection? I don't want to talk about it. Ugh, that's so gross. We say this a lot on the show. Ladies, I'm sorry. Guys, we'll fuck just about anything. Quit overthinking beauty in your appearance. We don't care as much as you do. It's like ladies going out there getting those nasty ass long fingernails that makes you wonder how the fuck are you wiping your back end? You're paying all that money for those hooker nails that are just a cesspool of bacteria and naughtiness. some of them are attractive. I will be honest about that. But when they get to a certain length, it's like it's just more gross because you just can't help but think about, oh God, what are you doing? How can you go poo? You guys spend all this money on this stuff, and it's listen, it's not for your man. It's for you. You listen again. If you're not hurting anybody, that's fine. Do what you want to do. Okay, I get it. But don't try to say, "Well, I'm doing this for my guy, so he finds me attractive." Most likely, your guy's going to find you attractive as long as you're nice to him and you give it up. That's all I'm saying, right? If you got a physical relationship as well as a great mental relationship, yeah, I think you're good. Quit overthinking it. Now, some guys are shallow and whatnot, but I think the majority of the people that listen here are all about, you know what? Just don't be a fucking bitch, okay? Please. And don't be wearing those skank ass nails around me, please. Because it's just gross. Although it's very ticklish. Oh, but they could be shorter. That's all I'm saying. So disgusting. I don't get it. Ugh. Anyway, you know what I do get is the greatness that is High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge for the every single time I talk to you about them, I just realize how great of an idea is this place. It's the only licensed canna bar in the state of Colorado. It works like an alcohol bar, but subtract alcohol, it's cannabis. You can go over there, you can buy stuff on site, consume it, and then take the rest home. You can buy up to an ounce of flour, 8 grams of concentrate, consume what you like, and then take the rest home. Like I said, High Society has something for everybody. They have a wide selection. Like I said, they got flour, pre-rolls, concentrates, and edibles. And what's cool is they provide everything you need to consume it with. And the atmosphere is so cool. You go in there, first thing you're going to notice, 7 big screen TVs, and you can watch your favorite sporting event or even host a watch party. They got Nintendo Switches available. Speaking of the TVs, this is great for the Olympics. You got to go to High Society and just hang out and watch the Olympics. Get your head straight at High Society and watch some Olympics while you're freaking toasted. That'd be awesome. They got tons of free board games, playing cards, coloring books, dominoes, and plenty of great places to just hang out and chill. They got, bean bags and regular tables, but so many great big giant pillows. It's really cool. It's built for comfort. They also got a quarter arcade with pinball machines, vintage Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and more. It's such a great place to hang out. They're open daily from noon to 10. Happy hour runs noon to 4:20 Monday through Friday. And what also is cool is, ladies, you better listen up. Listen up, because ladies get 20% off all day on Thursdays. You're welcome. Hey, I have to do that. I mean, it's in my contract. It's in my contract. High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge. It's just 9 minutes from Coors Field, and it's open noon to 10. You got to be at least 21 or older to consume. No outside product, please. Just buy it there. High Society is at 7667 Washington Street. Just GPS to High Society. To go along with the gross fluids, I don't know. Is it going to be gross fluids episode? I don't know. Fluids and more. like it's a weird shop. Okay. This is something I hope I never see at a restaurant or just in my life in general. Okay. Wycross, Georgia. The place, Rodeo Mexican restaurant. Sounds good so far. A man decided to buy his lady a margarita. Then he pulled out a funnel and tried to pour said booze down or up her butt crack, or butthole, I should say. That failed. Then he just poured the margarita on her crack and on her hole. Yeah, and apparently there's some video of this. What the fuck is wrong with people? Now, those people were kicked out. They're never welcome back. What a horrible reason. Hey, can we go to the Rodeo Mexican restaurant, Todd? No, we can't. Why? I'm not allowed back there. Oh, you got to tell the story. What'd you do, Todd? Did you yell at a waitress? No. What'd you do? What'd you do? Well, I got a funnel and tried to pour a margarita up my lady's butthole. Okay, we're just going to leave Todd at home. Oh my God. Oh my God. Why does somebody think that this is a great idea? Listen, I get some of you are into some weird, kinky shit. I just never thought that this would be an avenue that somebody would take. Like, whoa. Hey, I'm bored and horny. What should we do? I don't know. Wait a minute. I got a funnel. There's a Mexican restaurant down the street. They got $5 margaritas. You read my mind. Let's go. Funnel me up. No. So disgusting. Especially if like a little kid walked by. I'm sure grandma and grandpa would be fine with it. They'd be like just sitting in the corner, smoking a cigarette. Waitress is like, hey, there's no smoking. There is now, bitch. There is now. My God. Who brings that up to their girlfriend or to the boyfriend? Like, I don't know who instigated it. Whose idea was it? You're like, I'm so horny right now. Yeah, baby, I'm horny too. Can you go get that funnel? Oh, fuck yeah, bitch. Yeah. What do you want to do? Let's go to the Mexican restaurant. Okay. 5 minutes later, yeah, we're here at the Mexican restaurant, baby. What do you want to do with that funnel? Get me a margarita and pour it up my butthole. Oh, no. Oh, gross. That's disgusting. Now, the restaurant, Rodeo Mexican restaurant, is in cleanup mode, literally. Said, we want to make it clear that such behavior is completely unacceptable and does not reflect our values or mission to provide a family-friendly dining experience. Now, if they had some fun with it, they could probably make a special out of it. The bunghole special, which is a margarita and some enchiladas. Hey, I know who to ask. Hey, Connery, have you ever dropped a pitcher of margarita in someone's back end? A margarita in a woman's bum? That's disgusting. I'm more of a martini fella. Excuse me, sir. How would you like your martini? Let's see. Shaken, stirred. How about up the ass of your mother? 'Cause I banged her last night. Okay. Sorry I asked, Connery, you sick son of a bitch. That's right. I like to bang. Anyway, that's gross. I get it. People are weird. But that's a little much. A little freaking much. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was reading something. Yeah, I know words. Me know words.
Is it true that if you don't use it, you lose it?
Is that a serious question?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, so I played that at the beginning. Again, flawless transition from one story to the other. You're welcome. Take notes, folks. Take notes. Boy, I suck. After a few months of no sex, studies have proven a man's junk, which is the official term that I've said, does in fact shrink. So, guys, I know it's from that 40-year-old virgin clip. If you don't use it, you lose it. And she's like, is that a real question? Like a total bitch. Yeah, apparently you can lose it. Tissue in a man's dong, again, another scientific term, might become less elastic without use, which might cost men 1 or 2 centimeters in length. If you're one of those arrogant dickheads, you're like, well, I got plenty to give. It's fine. I don't know why you'd be bragging about that right now. You're bragging that you ain't getting any. Then you're like, my penis is shrinking. I'm just saying, ladies or fellas, don't let your fella lose his inches, okay? And if you're two guys in a relationship, come on, don't be doing that to each other. That's jacked up. Now, here, ladies, the guys aren't the only victims in this. Ladies, no sex can cause vaginal atrophy when the tissue becomes thin and dry, which can cause sex to become painful. Lack of sex causes stress levels to skyrocket. Sex is a natural distressor. So it's good for your mental status and good for your physical as well. And they said there's a whole bunch of other things that are the benefits of having sex. Basically, the only negatives are, if you're having multiple partners, is risk of disease. That's about it. Otherwise, what's so bad? You might be a little sore, and that's about it, right? Right, that's about it, right? That's fascinating because I always think of this soundbite when somebody's like, "Oh, I'm in a dry spell," blah blah blah.
Is it true that if you don't use it, you lose it?
Is that a serious question?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
Have you ever had like a pair of underwear, guys, that has been sitting in the back of your drawer and you haven't realized it's there, and then you're cleaning out your drawer one day and the elastic is just like all decayed? That's what your penis is becoming if you don't have sex with your significant other. Listen, this is like a PSA. Ladies, guys, at least jerk off your fella. Come on. Just saying, do the right thing. Again, I apologize to anybody that this is their first time listening to this show. It's usually not so sexually oriented and body fluid heavy. But that's just the way the dice fell today, right? Man. Oh, by the way, here in the Denver metro area it's going to be hot as hell. Starting this Thursday, the high is going to be. Now, here's the thing. It's not necessarily normal for the Denver metro area to have consecutive 100-degree days. If you're in Arizona, you're dealing with that shit all the time. I'm sure places in Nevada, same thing. In the Denver metro area, it's not that way. So we're getting blindsided by this, and it fucking sucks. And we will cry our eyes out until it is cool out. I cannot wait for hoodie weather. But this Thursday, it's supposed to be a high of 99, which is basically 100. Could easily surpass that. Friday, 103 degrees. This is all Fahrenheit for all my listeners in, across the pond or in Australia. So Saturday is going to be 100 degrees. And then Sunday's 103 degrees again. And Monday's going to be 100 degrees. That's potentially 5 days in a row in the hundreds. That's disgusting. I hate that. And then the lows on Saturday and Sunday are only going to be 70 degrees. Listen, it's not like the end of times type of thing, but I hate the heat in general. So those 5 days at my house, we're going to have the house basically locked down. Nobody's allowed to go in the backyard because if you have small kids, it's like in and out. Like, oh, did you leave the fucking door open? Yeah, what's the big deal? Because it's fucking hot out there. It's hotter than the devil's taint, man. Everybody knows the devil's taint is boiling hot. Everybody, it's in the Bible. No, it's not, honey. I swear it's in there. I swear it's in there. Michael wrote in on Twitter and said, it's no problem. It's dry heat. And he's right. Because if you're in a humid place and it's in the hundreds, that's even worse. Even worse. What is that? Places in Texas, if it's 100 degrees out, it's humid. And that's even worse. Worse. And I feel bad for anybody that has to deal with humidity and heat. Colorado, we actually have it pretty easy. It's going to be hot. But not that hot. Make sure you don't take your dogs for a walk once the sun, after like say 8 o'clock in the morning, because it's going to be too hot on their feet. So get your ass up early, take your dog for a walk, and then otherwise it's going to burn the shit out of their paws. I did that once, not even thinking. And I felt so awful for our dog. It was all my fault. So anyway, when you're dealing with this heat, if you're in the metro area or wherever you're listening and it's going to be freaking hot, just remember this soundbite. Don't do it.
It's so damn hot.
Milk was a bad choice.
That is one of the most random scenes in a movie. Ron Burgundy chugging a thing of milk. He's like, milk was a bad choice.
It's so damn hot. Milk was a bad choice.
Right, as always.
Oh, real quick.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that huck too and spit on that thing. You get me?
So that lady is doing appearances now. The Hawk Tui lady. I don't know her name, but good for her. She has well over 1 million followers on Instagram. I think I'm one of them. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm not going to be talking about spitting on people's junk, but hey, maybe if it gets me over 1 million followers, sure. But anyway, you can follow me at DeHuff Podcast on all social media platforms. Anyway, she's now doing appearances as the Hawk Tui girl. She's getting paid to show up places. Good for her. Good for her. Now, the guy that shot the video and was interviewing her is all bent out of shape. And I kind of understand it. He's getting, tossed under the rug, and she's taking all the credit and all the fame for it and financial benefits from it. So he's out there doing the video. He created her, essentially. She's the one that came up with it. He just asked her the question. Her answer was straight from the heart. And that's what, it was organic. It was so authentic. That's why it went viral. It's nothing that really he did, but he did lead her down that path. So I can kind of get why he's frustrated. But he is receiving zero benefit from it. And partly is that's just the way the internet works now. Let's be honest. If you look at the original video, it's really hard to find. You know why? Because we all did the same thing, myself included. We either screen recorded or we just grabbed the video somehow, whether it was downloading somebody else's version and then repurposing it. That's what happens on viral videos. Is to find the actual original is very difficult. You just find whatever one you can, and then you use it. And that's what he's pissed off about, is he's basically making jack shit off of it. But everybody else is benefiting from it. People that have stolen the video, myself included, and posted it on social media. Me, I'm getting more run out of it from the audio version of it. But that's how shit works, dude. He's just got to deal with it. Now he's just looking like a little whiny baby when he comes out and bitches about it. He needs to stop before people start bringing up his name more, and he ends up ruining his credibility. Just let it slide. Let it slide. Just congratulate her on her success and try to duplicate it again. Because if he duplicates it again and gets somebody else doing something similar, then people will start noticing what he's bringing to the table and go, wow, how is he getting this from multiple people? So there you go. I mean, good for her. At the end of the day, I'm more impressed by her. She's taking something that is so silly and she's just riding the wave. She could have just tucked her, tail between her legs and just ran away and hid. But she's like, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it. Let's see how far this goes. And if she can make money off of it, good for her. Last I heard, right after I did that episode where I talked about her, I was reading that she made over $65,000 on merchandise for the Hawk Tui. And I believe she's trademarked it. So good for her. Do it. Do it. Who fucking cares? If that's how you can get some money in the bank, do it. Is it weird? Yes. She's not really, she's not like showing her boobs and playing with herself in front of a camera like OnlyFans people, which, whatever. Hey, can't knock people for doing that either, really. I'd do it if I could. But good for her for doing that. Jumping on it. If you say something that goes viral like that, you gotta jump on it and be like, I gotta trademark this so nobody starts selling merch with my either face, my verbiage, whatever. So good for her. Good for Hawk Tui lady. I don't care what her name is. That's what she's always going to be. What's your name?
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh,
That
you
do?
gotta give him that huck too and spit on that thing. You get me?
It's still funny. It's still funny. It's her honest delivery of just being silly and then her laugh. Come on, that's great. Good for her. I'm proud of you. That being said, if that was my kid, I'd be like, all right, you're not allowed to go out anymore. Dad, I'm 25. I don't care. You're embarrassing the family. God damn it. Anyway, thank you guys for supporting the podcast. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you laughed a little bit in this episode. Sorry if I offended anybody, but guess what? Ultimately, I don't care. I don't care. And guess what, guys? I'm still not wearing pants. Boom, blindsided. You forgot about it. Thanks for listening. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Share it with your friends, and if you can, give it a nice review. Really appreciate it, which Kyle did the other day on Facebook, and I don't have it pulled up in front of me right now, but Kyle left a great message, and he's like, I don't know why you're not more popular because you are hilarious, blah, blah, blah. Basically jacked me off on social media, and I loved it. It was great. It was good. Listen, if this is going to be a crude episode, that's what you get. But no, I appreciate when you guys say kind words like that. And Kyle, I said it on Facebook. I do appreciate when you guys do that. I know Alex reached out as well. Alex, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's Alex Ramirez of The Final Word on Mile High Sports. He sent me some kind words as well. And listen, guys, I'm a talent. I love being fluffed. I really do enjoy it, and it does help me move forward because there's times where we don't know if you're in any type of realm like this, like where you're in media. So there's times where you go, is this falling on deaf ears? Should I keep going? And then when somebody reaches out unsolicited and says, "Hey, man, I love this. I love what you do." Blah 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 blah. That's great. It makes me feel good. Makes me want to keep going. It can also justify to my family, be like, look, there's at least one guy that likes what I do. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. And kind of going back to that, and I hate to bring it up again, but like 3.5 years ago when I decided to leave a cush job at 104.3 The Fan so I could focus more on my family, even though it wasn't a popular decision. But essentially my hand was, I shouldn't even say that. I was just like, it was influenced by certain individuals at the time that worked for the station for me to, walk away. And I walked away. And there was a lot of people that bagged on me for it in the media, but I'm glad I did. Because now I can bust out 4 shows a week here and then spend some time with my family and, damage them while I'm at home instead of, splitting it up between when I'm at work and at home. So it all joking aside, it was a hard decision. But when you guys give me feedback like that, it makes me feel good about my decision, even though it was one of the most difficult things that I've ever had to do. And it still is. It still is. And by the way, if you're a small business and you want to advertise on the podcast, please let me know. You can send me a message, dehuffpodcast@gmail.com. Let me know if you want me to send you some rates and whatever. I know I've had a few of you reach out and listen. I'll tell you what it is and why it's a good idea for you, because this is the #1 comedy podcast in the state of Colorado. Thanks to you guys. Really do appreciate it. But again, if you do want to advertise, I love it. I love it. Send me a message to huffpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks to High Society Cannabis Dispo and Lounge, and of course, Bet Online. Go to betonline.ag and don't forget to use promo code BLEAV, BLEAV. It's the Huff Uncensored. Let's continue to move forward. I'll talk to you next time. I gotta go. My pants on. You see my pants?